I cheated on my husband, and my entitled kids treated me and my boyfriend like monsters. So I gave my kids an ultimatum to respect my man, or just leave my $1 million house. Now I'm regretting it. I don't know where else to say this. Maybe it's not the best place, but I need to put it out there before I explode from everything I've had to bottle up over the past few years. Everyone wants to hear the kid's side or the man's side. But what about mine? What about the woman who held everything together until she cracked? I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm just trying to explain my side before someone else rewrites my story without ever living in my skin. I was married for 16 years. 16 long years to a man who, while decent, saw me more as a roommate than a wife by the end. We did everything by the book, got married young, built a life, and had 2 amazing children. And somewhere in that routine, I stopped existing as a woman and became just mom, housekeeper, chauffeur, secretary, therapist. Everything for everyone but nothing for myself. So when he noticed me, it felt like sunlight after a long winter. I didn't plan it. It wasn't malicious. It started with conversations, long lunches, and late-night calls. He listened. He understood. And yes, eventually, it became physical. But it wasn't just about sex. It was the first time in years I felt alive again. Was it right? No. I've had 3 years to sit with that. I've apologized more times than I can count. But I refuse to be the only person burned at the stake for making one desperate decision in a life where I was constantly being swallowed whole. What hurts most is how fast everything came crashing down the moment his ex-wife decided to play God. She found out about us and didn't hesitate to call my husband, well, ex-husband now, and tell him everything. I didn't even get the chance to explain. Just one day, everything was normal, and the next, I was the villain. The homewrecker. The SLT. My children stopped speaking to me. My own son, only 12 at the time, wouldn't even look at me. My daughter, older, sharper, and more like her father, treated me like I was poison. And he, my ex, got to sit back and play the grieving saint. Mr. Perfect Dad. The noble one who got cheated on. Meanwhile, I was trying to hold on to a life I was already being pushed out of. They don't talk about what those weeks were like. The ones right after it all blew up. I stayed away. Not because I didn't want to see my children, but because I knew they didn't want to see me. I cried myself to sleep more nights than I can count. I lost weight. I lost my job. And I still showed up when the court set the custody terms. Eventually, I pulled myself out of it. Found a way to keep going. Got a new job, well, not new exactly. I returned to work, and he helped me get promoted to CEO. Before anyone rolls their eyes, I earned that title. I worked my arse off. He didn't give me that position for fun, he gave it to me because I could handle it. He's not perfect. I'm not blind. I know about his past with his ex-wife. I know about the cheating. Do you think I haven't had to sit with those truths too? But he's not the monster people paint him to be. He's done bad things, yes, but haven't we all? People change. He changed. He changed for me. But none of that seems to matter to my kids. For the last 3 years, every few months, I've asked them if they'd consider meeting him. That's all. Just a conversation. A dinner. Something small. And every time they've shut me down. It's like I'm being punished over and over again for something that already destroyed me once. I've bent over backwards to make sure they're okay. I never forced him into their lives. I always gave them a choice. But how long am I supposed to wait? How long do I have to be the one groveling? What kills me is that they think I don't notice what they're doing. They think I can't see how they turn their faces away when I talk about my relationship, how they exchange looks behind my back, and how they treat him like a dirty secret I should be ashamed of. They're teenagers now. They think they know everything. But they don't know what it feels like to be frozen out by your own children while trying to rebuild your life from ashes. I tried to be patient. For 3 years, I tried. I gave them time, space, understanding. I did everything the therapist told me to do. I didn't make it about me until now. Because 2 days ago, I snapped. It was after another one of those conversations. I asked gently, again, if they'd meet him. Just for lunch. Not even at the house. Just out in the world, neutral ground. And once again, they said no. And I just lost it. I told them I'd paid the price long enough. That if they wanted to keep coming to my house, he would be there. I wasn't going to keep hiding the man I love like some kind of shameful secret. I told them they couldn't expect me to stay frozen in 2020 while they got to live their lives freely. I may have said some things in the heat of the moment. Something about how they didn't even try to do something so simple. That maybe they just wanted me to be sad forever. That I'd bent over backwards for 3 years, while they offered nothing but silence and rejection in return. And I know that's not like me. I don't usually speak like that. But can you blame me? Wouldn't you lose your mind if the people you love most treated your happiness like it was a crime? They both just stared at me after I said it. My daughter looked at me like I was a stranger, and my son just quietly said, "Okay," and walked away. I didn't realize "okay" could break a person in half. That was 2 days ago. Since then, the house has been dead quiet. I've barely seen either of them. They keep to themselves. They've always been close, which is fine, great. But now it feels like I'm the outsider in my own home. Again. And I already know what's coming. They'll come home, see him here, and walk right back out. They've done it before with smaller things. I can feel it, like an avalanche building. The worst part. They've made me feel like I'm doing something wrong by living my life, like I'm the unreasonable one. That just because I had an affair, and I'm not denying it, yes, I did, I forfeited all rights to have boundaries, or to be loved, or to build a life with someone who makes me happy. I mean, when is enough enough? They keep painting him as some villain. Based on what? Old police reports that don't even have full context. Whispers from his ex-wife, who had her own skeletons. Yes, he's had his issues, he's admitted that. But he never laid a hand on me. Never disrespected me. If anything, he lifted me up when everyone else was too busy hating me to even check if I was breathing. And yes, he's cheated. I'm not naive. He cheated on his ex-wife before me. But people grow. He's been loyal to me for 4 years now. And I believe in giving people chances, even if my kids clearly don't. I don't think they even see me as a human being anymore. Just a symbol of their pain. But I'm not just the mom who cheated. I'm a woman. I'm a partner. I have desires, flaws, hopes, and regrets. Don't I deserve some forgiveness? Some grace? I've asked myself 100 times what I could have done differently. Should I have lied longer? Kept my feelings hidden and stayed in a marriage that was already dead? Should I have waited until after the divorce to fall for someone new? Would that have changed anything? Or would I still be the villain for daring to want something more? I used to think time would fix it. That eventually, they'd mature, understand, maybe even thank me for not wasting another decade being miserable just to keep up appearances. But time hasn't softened them. If anything, it's hardened them. Now, they're talking about going to their father's house, if they see him here. My son said it right to my face. If he's here, I'm not staying. I want to scream. How is this fair? I'm their mother. This is my home too. I shouldn't have to choose between the man I love and my own children. I've put off integrating them for years. I tiptoed. I waited. I respected their space. I didn't bring him around. I kept everything separate. But what did that get me? Silence. Distance. Bitterness. I'm not hiding anymore. I told them as much. If they come to my house, he will be here. Not because I want to force them to like him, but because I can't keep living a fractured, compartmentalized life to make everyone else comfortable while I rot inside. And maybe that makes me selfish. Maybe some of you reading this are rolling your eyes, calling me narcissistic, and saying I deserve this. But I'm tired. Tired of always being the only one trying. Tired of holding on to broken pieces while everyone else blames me for the shattered glass. At the end of the day, I love my children more than anything. I never stopped. I never will. But I'm not willing to erase my own existence to make them feel better about the past. That's not healthy. That's not sustainable. That's not love, it's martyrdom. So now I'm here, torn. I want them to love me again. I want them to understand me. But I also want to be allowed to live. I don't think that's too much to ask. Which brings me to this. Why do my kids hate me so much? When will they change? And how can I change them? Comments. Comment 1. I'm sorry, but cheating on your husband, especially when you have children, does make you a bad mom. That relationship wasn't just yours. It was your kids' foundation too. You shattered their emotional safety net, and now you're shocked they don't want to welcome the man who helped destroy it. Come on. If their father had been abusive, we'd all agree he was a bad dad. The same logic applies here. You betrayed your family, and now you want them to just accept it because you're in love. Narcissists always spin themselves as the victim. But maybe you should sit with the fact that your sadness is self-inflicted. They don't owe your boyfriend a damn thing, and honestly, you should be grateful they still speak to you at all. Comment 2. Honestly, what do you expect here? You wrecked your marriage, alienated your kids, and now you're playing the victim because they don't want to play happy family with your boyfriend. Your daughter has every right to set boundaries. So does your son. And if you keep pushing this, you're going to lose both of them. You say he's changed. That's cute. But abusive men don't just change because they get a new girlfriend. And if he even tries to win your son over with gifts or charm, that's manipulation, not bonding. If you really care about your kids, go to therapy alone. Stop trying to force them into this fantasy, where everyone forgives you and accepts the new man just because you're ready. Comment 3. You want advice? Here's mine. Stop trying to package your boyfriend as some misunderstood guy, and realize your kids see him for what he is, a cheater with a violent history. You don't get to be surprised they want nothing to do with him. I went through something similar when I was 13. My mum forced her affair partner into our lives before the divorce was even final, and I resented her for years. We coexisted for a few holidays each year, but there was no relationship. And surprise, he cheated on her again, beat her, and then abandoned her with a toddler. You're lucky your kids are still talking to you. If you really want a future with them, stop making this about your boyfriend. Make it about earning back their trust. Because right now, you're pushing them away. Update. I wasn't planning to come back here, but tonight knocked the wind out of me. I'm still shaking. Not angry, just tired. Heartbroken, actually. And I guess confused. So many things are swirling in my head, and maybe writing them out will help me make sense of them. I thought things had been getting better. I thought we'd turned a corner, even if only slightly. After everything I've been through, the judgment, the exile, the accusations, I genuinely believed I had earned at least a little room to breathe. But it seems I was wrong. So here's what happened. We have a family dinner planned this Saturday. A small gathering. It was supposed to be a nice time. A chance to meet my nephew's new girlfriend, reconnect with relatives, and enjoy something warm and familiar. And for a moment, I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this could be the right moment to finally, gently, bridge the gap. So I told my kids that I was thinking of bringing my partner to the dinner. I didn't demand anything. I didn't say, he will be there, deal with it. I said I was thinking about it. Okay, yes, I might have said it more firmly at first, but can you blame me? After 3 years of walking on eggshells, maybe I just wanted to speak like a person again. Like a mother who deserves a say in her own life. They reacted exactly how I feared they would. My son's eyes welled up. He just sat there and quietly started tearing up. I can't explain the guilt that hit me in that moment. It was like being slapped across the soul. So I backtracked. I said maybe it wasn't final, that I hadn't fully decided. I tried to soften the blow, reassuring him that I understood. But the damage was already done, apparently. He got up and said he wouldn't be going. And then my daughter, sharp, cold, so much like her father, in moments like this immediately echoed him. Same here. Just like that, the entire evening, we were all looking forward to, shattered like glass. Gone. What followed wasn't my proudest moment. My daughter, started pushing, needling, and hitting me with every guilt-laced line she's clearly been rehearsing for weeks, months, maybe even years. She brought up lawyers. Talked about restraining orders, about needing legal protection from me. From me. Their mother. It was surreal. I remember staring at her, not even processing the words at first. I couldn't believe that after all the sacrifices, after everything I've bent and folded and tucked away in the name of peace, she was standing there, essentially treating me like a threat. Yes, I lost it. I won't lie. I raised my voice. I snapped again. I'm human, and there's only so much someone can absorb before they explode. But then she said something that pierced deeper than anything else she could have thrown at me. She said, "It makes me sad that I feel like I have to threaten you with legal SHT for you to value what we say." I felt small. Really small. Because maybe she was right. Maybe I've gotten so used to pushing, begging, and bargaining that I forgot what listening without defensiveness even looks like. Still, the part that hurts the most. She didn't say it with cruelty. She said it like someone who's already grieving someone who's still alive. And that someone is me. Later, I found out she asked her brother what he thought of the whole thing if she went too far. And he told her he agreed with everything she said. He just couldn't say it himself. Too soft-hearted, too afraid to hurt me. God, that stung. To think that even the child who still hugs me goodnight has so much resentment buried inside. I went to my room after that. I didn't want them to see me cry again. I didn't want to give them more ammunition. I called my partner. He didn't say much, just listen. I could tell he was frustrated too, but he didn't escalate it. He knows I'm trying. He knows this isn't how I imagined any of this going. When I came back out, I sat down with my daughter. I told her I understood. That maybe forcing this was the wrong move. That maybe I was holding on too tightly to an idea of reconciliation that wasn't mutual. I told her I wouldn't bring him on Saturday, that I understood it needed to come from a place of mutual readiness, that I heard her, and she apologized for the threats, for the harsh words, for making me feel like a criminal in my own home. But even in that apology, I could see how broken this family is. She told her father everything. Of course she did. And now, apparently, he's got a lawyer at the ready. Just in case. Like I'm about to go nuclear and drag them off to cult camp or something. What kills me is that he has hardly anything. She told me herself, he's barely making ends meet when they're with him just 2 weeks a month. And yet, she and her brother were ready to pack their bags and walk straight into his arms the moment I faltered. What does that say about me? About everything I've tried to rebuild? About all the nights I stayed up worrying, cooking, cleaning, helping with schoolwork, and holding them through panic attacks? Apparently none of that means anything if I'm with the wrong man. So here I am, writing this update. I'm grateful that the fight didn't escalate further. I'm relieved that the dinner is back to being about family. But I can't shake this feeling that it's all temporary. That they're waiting for me to mess up again, so they can finally justify cutting me off for good. And maybe I deserve it. But part of me still wants to fight. Not to be right, but to be seen. To be understood. I didn't cheat because I didn't love them. I didn't fall for someone else to hurt my children. I did it because I was empty. Because I was human. Because I needed something that I couldn't keep pretending I didn't need. I just don't know where to go from here. I thought backing down this time would show them I'm listening. That I respect their boundaries. But instead, all I feel is more distance. More coldness. And fear. Thank you for watching the video. If you are interested in listening to these kinds of stories, we've got more in store for you. Simply subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it with your friends.